Friends, this time we are going to take up the topic thoughts affecting the business relations or thoughts affecting the economic relations. So, number one is intimidation. Suppose you have got a business, you are thriving well. If somebody wanted to start another business, if he wants to commit another business, normally it will reduce your profits now. So definitely you will use your own methods. So one such method is to intimidate him or to give him threat. Array, mister, if you conduct this business, if you take up this contract, you will not be available on the ground. You will be shunted out. Then being afraid because of the intimidation, he may stop tendering for the same or he may stop the business. So this is what is called intimidation. Intimidation is under section 504. It is also liable under section 504 of the Indian Penal Code. Of course, it is the topic is torts. We are discussing this. So economic torts. These types occur in interference with the contracts or business. Normally in contracts or business. Intimidation is a threat delivered by a person to the defendant, whereby the person intentionally causes the plaintiff to act either to his own detriment or to the detriment of other person. So he will lose the interest. So he will not start the business. So why? Because of the unlawful threats by the so-called defendant, the plaintiff could not pursue his business. I will give an example. Threatening a person with violence if he passes that way. Oh, this is also intimidation. Yes. So threatening a person with violence if he continues his business. Threatening a person with violence if he performs a particular contact. So this is what is called intimidation. Alright, previous two examples are very simple. Rooks versus Bernard, 1964. Right. So Mr. Rooks, he was employed as a draftsman in British Overseas Airways Corporation in their head office in London. He was a draftsman. He used to draw sketches and that things. So there is an association by name Association of Engineering and Shipbuilding Draftsmen. So definitely he is a member in this particular AESD. It is a registered trade union also. Right. So actually these registered trade union people approached the BOAC, British Overseas, and informed them that they will not go on any strike in case of any dispute, and they will settle the same by collective bargaining or by discussions or mutual understandings. So this is the thing. It happens. So plaintiff somehow vexed with the attitude of his association members and he resigned from the membership of the union. And those people came and requested him, but they refused. He refused. No, Naira Baba, namaskar to you. I am not going to rejoin your union. Then they have started the intimidating tactics. Then they approached the British Overseas Airways Corporation and asked them to dismiss the plaintiff because he has gone away from the union. To get him back, they put pressure on the employer to dismiss him. So they gave a threat also. If you don't dismiss him, we will withdraw all our labor. He is a powerful union. So definitely learning this, our plaintiff, Mr. Rooks, he has filed a case against the union AESD, the Association of Engineering and Shipbuilding Draftsmen, that they have intimidated the association, the employer. Right? Anyway, he has produced evidence and he has succeeded. It is taken as intimidation. Now I will give you a negative example. That is Bhavisetti Venkata Surya Rao versus Nandipati Muttaya, 1964. So we discussed this case about sovereign immunity or assault. So this Nandipati Muttaya Chaudhary was the VM of the particular village and he went to the village to collect the revenue, cyst or land revenue. So Bhavisetti Venkata Subbarao, the plaintiff, is a rich landlord, but at the particular point of time he did not have money as his family went out and the house was locked. Incidentally, that was the last day for the collection of the land revenue. Nandipati Muttaya Chaudhary, he wanted somehow to collect the land revenue. Ultimately, when Bhavisetti Venkata Subbarao expressed his helplessness, then the VM stated that he is going to attach the earrings of the plaintiff. Immediately he called the so-called goldsmith to come and remove the earrings. Incidentally, the goldsmith came there, but because this man is a big man, some of his relatives came forward and they paid the money. Of course, without removing or without doing it, this man was released. But aggrieved by this, our plaintiff filed a case. But court said, no, it's not assault, it's not intimidation, because he is the public authority, statutory authority, he has got authority to get the earrings attached. So it is not intimidation. Negative example. So please read these examples and enrich your legal knowledge. Thank you very much.